and welcome back to Living Life with LaVon. Today's episode of my lupus journey, I am going back to the rheumatologist. I took a lot of blood tests. They took 13 tubes of blood and they did a lot of x-rays on my hands and my wrists. And so I'm going to the rheumatologist today to get my results, and I'm going to share that with you. So since then, since I've taken the test, because it's been about a month, I've had a lot of rashes, and I'll show you some of those pictures as well. I've had a lot of rashes, and I've had a lot of pain in my wrist and my hands, so we're gonna see what's going on, and I'll be back. I'm in this doctor's office and they taking forever. My appointment was at 2 o'clock. It's 2:21. I got things to do. Plus I need to know what's going on. Okay, so I'm back from the rheumatologist's office, and I had a different doctor this time than I did last time. I liked her. I really liked her, because what she did was I had 3 pages full of test results, and as you can see, it's a lot of tests on some of these pages, and she actually went through them one by one with me to explain them. It was funny. She said, "Are you in the medical field? Because you know a lot of this stuff." I'm like, I have medical issues, and so does my husband, so I've been around the medical field for a while. It's funny, people always ask me that when I go to the doctor. The doctors always ask me that. But anyway, she went through them. She was very thorough. She took her time. That's what I love about a doctor. I don't like anybody that come in there and rush me through, tell me something, and don't explain things, or don't explain it in a way that I can understand it. I really liked her, so thank you very much. So let's get into these results. She started off with the rheumatoid arthritis results and things, and the x-rays, and she was telling me that I do have degeneration around both of my thumbs and in between all of my knuckles. And so what she was saying was that the cartilage between the bones is breaking down, and so that bone is touching bone. She called it osteoarthritis. She said that I have that, and that I also have what's called osteophytes, which are where did I put it? She said they're osteophytes. I gotta find the rest of my notes. But anyway, they're bone spurs. So I have bone spurs in between my joints, and that's what's causing a lot of the pain. I told her that I had been, in the morning when I wake up, that I put my hands in hot water and let them soak, let that hot water get rid of some of that inflammation. I have been taking Motrin, and I told her I was supposed to use the paraffin wax, and I haven't done it yet. So years ago, I was taking occupational therapy, and what they did was they put my hands in the paraffin wax. And you know what? I'll show you how to do that on one of the videos. But the paraffin wax, it's a wax, and it adheres to your hand, and it's hot. And so what happens is you let it sit on your hands. It almost makes like a wax glove on your hand. And so while your hands are sitting in that wax, that heat is absorbing in your hands. And so while that heat is absorbing, it's helping with that inflammation, and it helps that pain to go away. It's very helpful. It's a lot of fun to do too. So like I said, I'll do a video and I'll show you how to use that. But I told her I was also using that for my hands. She suggested that she gives me a referral to a orthopedic doctor, and they can give me an injection into that bone, between that bone, and it will help alleviate a lot of the pain and the swelling and take away the inflammation. Now, she said that that is not a permanent situation. It's a very temporary situation. And what it is, it's a steroid that would go in there. My concern with the steroids are that they can increase my blood sugar levels. I am a diabetic, and so I have to be careful about things that will increase my blood sugar level. But anyway, she said that was something I can take into consideration and that she would definitely give me a referral for it. She told me that I can take physical therapy and occupational therapy if I wanted to, and she'd write me a referral for that. She was surprised. She said that with my elbow, there was no issue on the x-ray, but they only did the left elbow. They didn't do the right. And she said she wasn't sure why they didn't do the right, so she wrote me a referral to have an x-ray for my right elbow. So I'm gonna have that, and I don't know if you can see it, I have, one of my lupus scars, can you see it? It's going away. So it's one of my rashes. It's on here, and it comes around my arm. I'll show you some pictures of it from a couple of days. Oh, you can see it a little bit, the red mark right there. So I'll show you some pictures of it because it's going away right now, but when it first came, it was more prevalent and you could see it, as well as some other, the rashes I'm going to show you. She also said that it does look like I have the butterfly rash on my face. I'm not sure if you can see it because it's not real prominent, but it is pink on both sides. And so she said you can see that I have the butterfly rash, which is usually a marker of lupus. So let's get into some of these other results. There's all kind of different things, and I'm not gonna go so deep into it like scientifically, but basically the majority of my results were negative. You know, I did, now remember the biopsy did show that I have cutaneous lupus, subacute cutaneous lupus. So the majority of these were negative. The important thing on here was my ANA test. An ANA is a test that usually tells you whether or not you have lupus, but it doesn't always. Let me see, hang on, let's see. If I can, okay, here it is. So it says that the ANA is positive, but that being positive does not necessarily mean you have lupus, but you know, of course you all know I do have lupus. So ANA test is usually one of the first blood tests that they will take, but that does not positively always mean a diagnosis of lupus, okay? So I am positive for that. However, with all of my other results being negative, she said I do not have systemic lupus. Yay! Unfortunately, because I have cutaneous lupus, it can turn into systemic lupus. And so they have to monitor me. So I have to have my blood checked every 6 months so they can see if it's changed, have there been any changes or anything. So every 6 months they'll check me to see if I have systemic lupus. And it's a good idea that they, you know, monitor me because we don't want to get it and not know it. So, but I also advised her that I am going to the eye doctor tomorrow, and the eye doctor did approve me for the hydrochloroquine, which is the Plaquenil. And so she also wanted me to come back in a week to take another test for the lupus that has something to do with the eyes. So I'm going back to the eye doctor tomorrow. I told her that my dermatologist would be the one treating me with the Plaquenil. So I go back to the dermatologist Monday. So Monday, she's the dermatologist. I can show her all these pictures of all of these rashes that I've been getting. I can give her my results. I'm quite sure the rheumatologist will send them to the dermatologist. but she can get me started on the Plaquenil, which will eliminate a lot of my fatigue. It will eliminate a lot of these rashes. And even though I don't have systemic lupus, when you are diagnosed with it, hydrochloroquine is one of the medicines they put you on. So if within that 6 months things were to progress to systemic lupus, at least I will already be on the medication. So I will go get that done. The bad thing about it is it takes 6 to 8 weeks before the hydrochloroquine starts to work, and it could take even longer before it becomes very effective. So, I mean, it's a good thing that they're finally gonna get the medicine in me, but it's just gonna take so long for it to work. But at least there's light at the end of the tunnel, because I know that, you know, a lot of these things are coming to an end, the fatigue, the rashes and things. So another thing that she mentioned was stress. She said, even though the medicine will help with your flare, if you are having a lot of stress, it will make you keep flaring or keep you in a flare. So even if you're taking the medicine and you're having a flare, the medicine will help a little, but you have to control your stress. So we as women, we bear a lot of stress. So that's one thing I have to control. She also told me, in addition to physical therapy, one of the best things I could do is aquatic exercises. So I need to start getting back in the pool. Only thing with that, I have a pool, but the sun is out there. Remember, I can't be in the sun. So I usually try to wait till 7:30 before I go get in the pool, and that way the sun's almost gone down, or at least the UV rays are not as strong. However, where I live, for some reason or another, it wants to start raining around 7:30 every day. So it's been a little hard for me to get in the pool, get in the water, but I'm still gonna do it. I mean, she also said I could do other exercises as long as I'm not doing high impact. She said just do low impact exercises. Nothing that's gonna jerk you or make those bones hit or those muscles hit each other or things like that. So she said walking is good, but no running or jumping or things like that. So I do walk, and I like to get in the water, so hopefully I'll be able to get in the water soon, and that will help. I asked her about the sunblock. Which was the best sunblock? Should it be 15? Should it have an SPF of 15, 30, 50, hundreds? Because I've seen some that go all the way up to 100. She said the baby sunblocks are better for me because I have sensitive skin. My skin is sensitive to the sun. I'm photosensitive. I have photosensitivities. So baby skin block is good for me. So I have seen some of those. I'm not sure if they go up to 50 or not, but I gotta go shopping, go get some of those. So in the meantime, I'm gonna be taking care of myself, using the right sunblock, doing the exercises. I'm gonna go get my x-ray. She said if anything comes up with the x-ray that she needs to talk to me about, she'll either call me or schedule another appointment before my 6-month appointment. Other than that, just be prepared to come back in 6 months. She gave me a lab sheet so that I can have my labs drawn before I come back, so she'll be able to see the results and discuss the results with me when I go back. So I think I'm emotionally better knowing that I don't have systemic lupus. Thank you, Jesus. Prayer works. But so I'm feeling good about that, but I am still tired. And it has been a long day, so I'm going to go and take me a nap. And guess what? I'll see you next time on my journey. Bye. She also suggested Coolie Bar, which is some type of clothing, I think, that protects you from the sun. think that's what it was. I gotta look it up and make sure, but I think that's what it was. She mentioned CBD, topicals and gummies and drops and things like that. So I'm gonna look into a lot of these different things and see what works.